Hi guys, so Once Upon a Time was a really good episode last night. What happened was they were mostly focusing on the sleeping curse that was put on Snow and David. So to go back to the beginning, we're basically catching up with Hook, where he was left on Neverland, which is unfortunate because the Lost Boys that are still there are after him, and Blackbeard left him stranded. Pirates. So, he's cornered at one point. Seems like he's gonna have to fight them. And then who comes along but Tiger Lily, who we actually didn't see in season 3, which was basically like a whole Neverland theme. So I'm glad they found a way to bring her back in. So, she saves him, and then she doesn't. She also puts him to sleep and captures him. And at first it seems like it's because she wants vengeance on him, but she actually just wants to get a favor out of him. Like, she has a message for the Savior, and she wants him to deliver it, and she learns that he's actually in love with the Savior, and he definitely wants to help her with her goal as well, so they actually form an alliance through that. So I'll get back to that in a bit. Let's go back to the other story, which again is Snow and David breaking the curse. So, this is where things get complicated. Regina actually figures out a spell she can try to break the curse. It includes she and Zelena taking Snow and David's hearts, putting them in like this strainer, because they have some interesting ways of doing spells there. And she has some kind of potion that's supposed to take away the sleeping curse from both of them. And it seems like it works at first when they put their hearts back in. Unfortunately, it actually causes their hearts to weaken, and the spell will overcome both of them. So they'll both be in the sleeping curse at the same time, and there's no way to really wake them up. So that's the unfortunate incident that occurs with that. So Snow she's trying to explain to David through a video about what happened, and unfortunately failing to do what she thought she could do. And in the video, David notices some petals, and this is where we actually get to see a flashback of Storybrooke, which we haven't seen in a long time, actually. I can't even think if it was like season 3, because we rarely ever see past Storybrooke. It's normally just like a quick glance back for a second if it's a quick memory, but normally we're in the Enchanted Forest or something like that. So it was really great to go back to that. So we see Mary Margaret, like they're under the dark curse, they have no idea what's going on. She's going to visit John Doe, who is David, and on her way she finds a flower. She brings the flower to the room, and it turns out this flower has what we learn is pixie dust, and it actually awakens David, and he actually remembers everything when he awakes. And he tries to convince Mary Margaret, and when she takes his hand, magic also works on her, and so they're both aware, which that actually was a really neat twist. I didn't think that that would ever have been possible during the Dark Curse. So I really like that they did that, and there was something very satisfying about them knowing, even for a moment, that they remembered everything. So that was really cool. So the plan for them in the past there is to try to find Emma. So Mary Margaret tells David to go find Gold, who is Rumpelstiltskin, and when he gets there, Rumple's acting like he doesn't know anything, and I'm wondering if he actually didn't know anything or he was just faking it. I'm not sure about that, but when David says Emma's name, Rumple kind of awakens, and you kind of hear a sound effect, so it makes me think that he actually didn't know, and that's what awakened him. So that would actually be kind of neat to have that explained. So they're trying to figure out how to get to Emma, and Rumple is telling them that Emma is still only 10 years old because this is 10 years into the curse, we learn. And she basically has to become 28 years old to fulfill her destiny as the savior. And this is actually kind of heartbreaking because this means David and Snow technically have to wait another 18 years to see her. So Rumple gives them a memory erase potion, and it's up to them to decide if they want to join Emma or wait for the curse to make its rounds and then have Emma come save them. So at first, they try opening the door with the pixie dust, and they see Emma, and they have this opportunity to go to her and become a family. And this is actually a really sad, heartbreaking scene. They are very tempted to do it, but they realize that they would leave everybody behind, all of their friends and everyone, because they also have people that they're separated from and don't know it, and if Emma doesn't come back as the savior, then they'll never be reunited with those people. So Snow and David make one of the saddest sacrifices, and they decide not to go after Emma, and sadly that means kind of abandoning her, but thankfully things somewhat end up okay. Well, hopefully by the season finale, but anyway. So they make that decision, they close the door, and they take the potion to forget everything again. And that's just really like, it's making me want to cry because they saw Emma at a decent time in her life, but they didn't see what she was struggling with, which I think is a good thing because that made their decision a little easier to let her be on her own for now. But it was just so sad. They almost could have been a family, and just that storyline, it was so great that they brought that in. It was satisfying that they did that. To know that there was a moment in that time during the Dark Curse that there was hope. Alright, so back to the story. So in the present Storybrooke, Emma and Snow are going to go find the flowers, because these flowers, as Selena mentions, only grow when there is a great evil present, which means, dun dun dun, the Black Fairy. So, they have to go find the flowers, and when they find them, there's a whole bunch of them, but guess who shows up? Who else but the Black Fairy? And she has Gideon destroy the flowers, which that means there's no hope. However, they actually do find one flower left. So Snow is going to use it on her and David. Unfortunately, let's go back to the Hook story. So Hook and Tiger Lily have decided to go to the Lost Boys camp because that is where there is still some magic left, and that is the only way Hook has a chance of getting home and delivering whatever Tiger Lily has, which actually turns out to be a wand. And we learn that Tiger Lily was actually a fairy. Did not see that coming. She knew the Black Fairy, and she had a really bad past with her, and after the Black Fairy was banished, she gave up her wings and decided to reside in Neverland. So that was kind of an interesting twist for her character. So she wants to help by getting the wand to Emma, and this wand should help destroy or weaken the Black Fairy at least. So the plan is for Hook to get magic off of a tree in the camp, and he'll be able to summon his shadow, and his shadow can help him get out of Neverland. So things are going according to plan until, unfortunately, the Lost Boys manage to catch Hook right as he's taking off with the shadow. So the shadow makes it out with the wand and Hook's hook. So when the shadow gets to Emma, she assumes the worst, and she knows that he's in trouble. So Snow makes another sacrifice, and instead of using the pixie dust from the flower on the sleeping curse, she tells Emma to use it to go get Hook. And that was another tearjerker. So hard not to cry during these shows sometimes. So Emma uses the magic, she gets to Hook in time, and Tiger Lily manages to escape, and Hook and Emma get back to Storybrooke. So that actually got resolved a lot faster than I thought it would. And in that moment, Hook decides, he apologizes for running off and not telling her about his past with David's father. And Emma also even kind of apologizes for not making it easy on him to tell her, which I'm glad she said that. She also should have said, "I'm sorry, I thought you ran away and forgot about me." But that's all been forgiven. So Hook takes the opportunity to propose to Emma again, and this is a much better proposal. It's a little rushed, but only because there's only a few more episodes left, so I understand. But yeah, it's a much more sentimental proposal, and I'm glad he got a second chance to do it. I was really hoping he would. And so they're engaged again, and at that moment he learns that Snow and David sacrificed themselves again so she could get Hook back. And Regina has another idea. So she gathers most of the town folk, and she tells them there's a chance that if they share the curse, that will weaken it, and Snow and David will be able to awaken. So Hook is the first to take a sip because he appreciates all that they've sacrificed for him. And everybody takes a sip, and it actually works. Snow and David awaken, and everybody else is asleep, but thankfully they're easy to wake up, so I'm really happy that that worked out. I really thought they were going to leave a cliffhanger with that till the next episode or something, so I'm really glad they figured that out. Thank God. I can't take any more sleeping cruises. So yeah, that was the happy ending for the episode, and there's hope that since everybody is just such a big family and they're a team, that there's hope that they'll be able to defeat the Black Fairy, so we leave it at that. Except there's one more scene where we see the Black Fairy with Rumple, and Rumple has figured out that she has Gideon's heart. And he knew because Gideon destroyed the flowers, but left a single one for Emma and Snow to find. Hey, look at that. So that was actually kind of a neat thing there. I actually thought when I first saw the episode that he just forgot one or something, but that was actually kind of nice to learn that he does have Belle in him, and he still has a chance to be a hero. So that was nice to learn. Unfortunately, the Black Fairy, she has plans still, and we're gonna see how that goes. It looks like in the next episode, Zelena kind of faces off with the Black Fairy, so that'll be interesting to see where that goes. Another interesting thing from this episode, during the flashback, Regina actually figured out that Snow and David were awake, but she never got the opportunity to get to them before they took the potion. So I wonder how she reacted when they found them again. But we never see that, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, this episode was really well done. I loved how it all came together. They're really good at writing that. Like, there are times when the storylines seem a little like, yeah, that wouldn't happen, but how they managed to bring everything together was really great in this episode. And the Lost Boys seriously reminded me of Lord of the Flies. They're so creepy. In this universe, the Lost Boys are very creepy. Okay. Alright, I'm going to leave it here. I'm so looking forward to the next episode, and even more looking forward to the musical episode, which I think is in 2 weeks, maybe? I hope. I love musicals, so I'm so happy that they're doing this episode. And I'm still crossing my fingers that there's going to be a season 7, even if they do have to revamp it a little bit. Hopefully it will be most of the same characters, but just a new storyline in a sense, so I hope that's the case. Alright, I'm going to leave it here, and I will see you guys later. Bye!